Hey Walking Dead fans, episode 10, season 9 of The Walking Dead. Pretty good episode. I did enjoy it. I think the Whisper arc is going to be pretty crazy, pretty awesome. This is a review video, so if you're not caught up, spoiler alert for season 9. And this will be more of a review than a breakdown. I usually do a review/breakdown video, but this will be more of just a review. And it was refreshing to see Daryl kind of step into the lead, and not every episode going forward will be Daryl centered, but it was really cool to see Daryl actually talk and talk a bunch in this episode. And I expect that to happen hopefully in the next episode as well, because he confronts Alpha.
We see that she's working through her own memories. She's a faulty narrator. She doesn't have everything exactly right in her own mind.
Action.
It has a similar background to Daryl's.
But on to the review. It was a good episode. It showed some of Alpha's backstory, or some of the early days, and really did do a good job, I thought, of giving the perspective from Lydia, how her mom brainwashed her, that part of the story, and then how it changed over. The mother and father switched roles. Alpha and Frank, Lydia's mom and dad, they switched roles in her head because Alpha had brainwashed her and said your dad was abusive to you. But by the time we got to the end of the episode, we did see that was really Alpha. Alpha did all of those things, and pretty much becoming Alpha over those span of days while they were in the safety of that building.
Lydia stays with me.
Hell, she does.
And in it, we opened up on day 23. Day 23 since the outbreak happened. I'm pretty sure that's the way they were numbering that. 23 days they've been in that building. But of course, then we jump to day 43, we see at another point in time. So roughly from the start of the outbreak, 20 days or 23 days in, and 20 more days when things start to break down inside the safe haven they're in. Of course, these memories are flashbacks in Lydia's head, so we can only kind of just go by that however we want to accept what Lydia is saying. But the main point of the flashbacks, of course, is Alpha, and she's the one that's abusive to Lydia, and the tension that it's creating between Daryl, because he had an abusive past as well, and knowing that Lydia was getting abused, you know, how is he going to handle all of that? So that dynamic is really interesting, and I think it adds something interesting to the show, and excited to see how it plays out. And in those flashbacks, we did see Alpha begin her just shut up, be quiet, that whole kind of vibe, which was really cool. And definitely when she was killing that dude, you could see she's pretty serious. So overall, the episode pretty much just set up us learning more about Lydia, Lydia's relationship with Henry, and Henry's relationship with her. I think he likes her more than she probably likes him at the moment. But Daryl, of course, has been listening in on the conversations, and other people in the group has been taking turns listening in on them. So we learn all of that backstory of how Daryl is trying to learn everything he can about Alpha and her group through Lydia. And we do learn a lot, not only about their relationships with each other that's forming, how Daryl connects with Lydia with the abuse, but we learned a little bit about the group as well. And overall, you guys know I'm enjoying season 9 more than 7 and 8, and definitely more than Fear. But I do have to say there was a little bit of writing in this show that kind of threw me off. And the main thing I'm kind of talking about is how they set something up and then how it plays out. If they could set it up different, it could still play out the same. Like Connie could still be out in the cornfield, but the way they set it up, especially with Yumiko saying, we have to go out there, we have to go out there and find Luke, we have to go out there and find Luke, and pretty much demanding everybody raise your hand, everybody vote, here we go. If you're going to make Yumiko be the main person trying to get you out there, but then she's the one that says, nope, we have to go back, it's not safe, and then they leave 2 of their own out there, especially writing in the big speech in the house when they were all trying to vote, do we go out there or not in the middle of the night to look for Luke. Yumiko and Kelly was kind of for it, and Kelly was saying, hey, Luke would want us to stay together. Luke would want us to be together as one group. Stay together. And then they separate. I could even kind of get why Connie was lagging behind when Kelly and the guards were walking in. Kelly just didn't turn around and look for a little bit. Neither did the guards. And she just kind of dragged behind a little bit. You know, looking at stuff the way Connie does. And then in that moment when things kind of went sour with the Whispers walking up about the same time they did, sure, I could kind of see she had to run in the corn and Kelly went on in through the gates. I think I can understand that separation between the two and what happened because of it, more so than them splitting up in the middle of the night saying, okay, fine, I'm going to leave Connie and Kelly out here and we're going to go on back. That's just crazy. Okay, and then what about that ending? The Whispers walking up. I think that was very cool, very iconic. I think that's a big moment. The Alpha reveal, showing her face and talking, coming up and asking for her daughter, or pretty much demanding. There's some clips and promos that were released for the next episode, and I'll go over those in another video and make a few predictions over what I think might or might could happen. And that'll definitely be a video for you guys to throw in your theories. But on this one, just a review, they walked up to the hilltop gates. Daryl's going to walk out and talk to Alpha. And Alpha's pretty much a demanding person. She's not asking as much, but I think she will be willing to trade. The next episode's called Bounty, and maybe that's what that means. I have a bounty, a trade. I have 2 of your people. I want to trade for my daughter. But I did really like the episode, especially that ending there of them walking up to the gates. That's something I'd been waiting for ever since that story arc, The Whispers, happened in the comic. But overall, definitely a great episode. It introduced us to Alpha. It showed a backstory that was not in the comics, so I thought that was really cool. The readers of the comic kind of knows about Alpha and about the Whispers, so you're looking at it at a different perspective of someone that's never read the comics and maybe doesn't know about Alpha and what the Whispers are. So for them to give us comic readers something that we hadn't seen before as well, and I know they're going to twist it up a little bit more, but that flashback, that backstory, that was really awesome. Because like I always say, I know myself and you guys, we all like to see the early day stuff. So other than a few Easter eggs and things in the show, if you noticed, young Lydia had a Easter bunny stuffed animal, and it seems like they give that to all the little girls in the show for some reason. But you know, there were a few things here and there, but overall it was just a good episode. It showed off Daryl a little bit. Check out the next video coming up, which will be some of those promos put together, and we'll ask some questions, look at some theories and ideas, and we can all discuss it in the comments. But definitely on this video, this review video, let me know what you thought about this episode. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more dead stuff.